Hello and good morning. This is Alicia from Your Way Weight Loss, and it is my solo podcast episode Friday. I hope that you guys are well. I just wanted to say hi, make sure that you guys are following us on Instagram. Not gonna lie, Instagram is our favorite place to be. Jose and I, our personal accounts is where you're gonna find more stuff about us, our families, and our lives outside of Your Way Weight Loss, and of course, Your Way Weight Loss. So I will link those. How fancy is that in the show notes? So you guys can make sure that you follow us on Instagram. Okay. Today, I want to talk about summer routines and having the kids at home. So, no matter what, if you are a parent, your life is going to change in the summer. Maybe it doesn't change that much. Maybe your kids go to daycare, or maybe you don't stay home, or maybe you are working from home. Maybe you are like me and your life changes drastically. I go from all of a sudden having my little office all by myself, my home is my office, to all of these extra humans in my space. So, someone asked me for tips on how to adjust your summer routine when you have kids at home. So, I am just going to go for it. I'm going to give you all my tips and tricks and have a good long conversation. And that it will be that. Okay. So, first of all, my reality, I'll just tell you guys what my reality is. Hopefully, you can find yourself in what I'm going to say, depending on what your own reality is. So, like I said, obviously, I work from home. Your Way Weight Loss is my only job. People ask that all the time. I actually retired. That's a funny word. Stopped teaching in 2020. So, right after obviously the pandemic hit in March. I had already made that decision to stop teaching, to take 2 years off. We're very lucky where I work. You can take 2 years off without pay and still hold your status. So I made the decision that in the fall, in September, I was not going to return to teaching. So I kind of technically finished in June of 2020, let's say, but it was a funny year because of the pandemic. So at that point, I was working full time Your Way Weight Loss. Now, here's the thing: is I didn't necessarily get more jobs because I was then not teaching. I already had all of those jobs, and it was getting quite challenging to balance. People sometimes say like, "Why did you leave teaching?" And I said, "Because there's only 24 hours in the day." I absolutely loved it. Although post pandemic, man, the expectations on teachers, if you are listening to this and you're a teacher, thank you. Thank you. Every single day, I feel grateful that my children's teachers are willing to do what they do. That's just my little moment. Thank you to teachers. And you deserve this summer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling super ready for summer. The kids, it's so light out so late that the kids are going to bed later, and they're not as tired too. They're getting older. Alfie is going to be turning 10 this summer, which is insane. He's getting so tall. And the girls are going to be turning 8 this summer. So they're staying up a little bit later, and they're hard to wake up in the morning. And even Neil's having a hard time getting up in the morning. It's 7 o'clock and everyone's like, "Oh, do we need to get up now?" So I'm really ready for that summer lifestyle where we don't need to get up. So yeah, wow. Telling you all the things before I actually tell you the things. So yes, my job is full-time Your Way Weight Loss. I am so incredibly, I don't want to say lucky because I created this life for myself, but I am grateful, privileged that I can basically work from anywhere, anytime. I'm also in a position where I have certain tasks to do. I happen to have the best boss ever that, does not micromanage me at all. And she basically just says, we decide what my jobs are, what her jobs are. And whenever I get them done, I get them done. So sometimes I wake up at 4 in the morning and work. Sometimes I work at night. Sometimes I work all day. So I have that amazing flexibility in my schedule. So that's what my, summer reality looks like, that my tasks don't really change. I still work the same amount, but I can do them whenever. But I do need to adjust to having the kids at home. So, this is my advice for you. I need to take a drink of my coffee first. Why would I make a full coffee right before a podcast? I do not know. Okay. My advice to you is, on the very first day of summer break, create new routines, new systems, and new expectations. So this is something that people often ask me, like, "Oh my gosh, how do you like get 3 kids out the door? How do you balance this? How do you manage that?" And my answer is always systems, routines, and expectations. So I have created a system within my home. I run my home like it's a business. Like, I have a system. We have routines, and all my little employees have expectations. And those do change in the summer. And I do not wait for a few weeks in, a month in. Immediately, I switch the routine, the systems, and the expectations. So, a routine for us is in the summer is that I don't want to see your face until 7 a.m. And then you can have 1 hour of screen time. So, that is like a routine that is in place. And then the routine or a system, whatever you want to call it, I think those words are kind of interchangeable, is that when your hour is done, you go and get dressed, you get yourself breakfast, and we have like a family meeting at what the day is going to look like. So that's, a little bit of how we get into our summer routines and systems and expectations. And that's what works in my home. It's not about what my system is that I think is important to you. It's that I do have a system and that I adjust my system immediately. So it doesn't get down to like, July and I'm like, oh, the kids are on their iPads all day. And, they've had this system for 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden I'm trying to like change the routine, which is a lot more difficult than to create a new one right from the start. So my advice to you is do not waste any time creating a new systems and new routines for yourself and your family, and use your words. Make sure you have expectations. So my children know that they get an hour of screen time and that's it. So there's no real complaining. There's no complaining when I tell them to get dressed. There's no complaining when they get their breakfast and make their beds, because that's the expectation that has been set out with them. And it's not me like nagging them. It's ahead of time. I prepare them. I tell them the first couple days of a new system, a new routine, they definitely need reminding, but I stay with it. So, if I'm going to set the expectation that they need to make their own breakfast and they need to clean up their breakfast dishes, the first couple days, I might need to be on them a little bit, but I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. I'm not saying, I told you to do that. I'm really putting in the effort and energy up front to create the systems, routines, and expectations that are going to make for the best summer ever for everyone. So that is my number one tip. Do not wait to adjust, to create systems, routines. And you know what? While I'm saying this, as I'm adjusting live time within our membership, how about I go in the community group and I will show you guys what it looks like in my home in the summer. And I will actually highlight specific systems and routines that I use in my family to make it work. I'm going to do that. I'm excited about that. I love that stuff. I always say that if I ever was to create another business, besides the fact that I would need another 24 hours in the day, I would love to create a business where I was like a consultant, like a family functioning consultant. And you would hire me. I would go into your home. I would have to stay for like a week, let's say, pretty intense, maybe a couple days. And I would highlight areas in which you could create different systems and routines within your home to make it function better. As I was saying that, I was like, that would be so fun. I don't know if anyone would hire me, but that's what I would do. Okay. So, my next tip is for your summer. What do you want to prioritize? So, this is what I found in the summer. You wake up, you're not really sure where the day is going to take you. Maybe it's a beautiful day and you think, hey, let's go to the beach. And I have flexibility. And Neil does not work in the summer. So while he doesn't work his regular job, Neil has about 75 jobs. He has a mural business. He has an art business. He works at the Holy Bowly on a Tuesday night. So Neil has a lot of side hustles, but his regular 9 to 5, Monday to Friday job, he does not work in the summer because he works for the school district. So we do have a lot of flexibility. And with flexibility came spontaneity and came like taking off for the day. So what I realized from living this summer lifestyle for the past couple years is that what if there was something I really wanted to prioritize that day, I should do it in the morning. Because the likelihood that we take off or that we get busy or that we're hot and tired is quite a lot by the end of the day. So there are 3 things that I prioritize in the morning. Now, to facilitate my summer lifestyle, and as much as I say I'm so lucky, I have whatever, I also get up at 5 in the morning so that I can work for 2 hours before my family wakes up, so that I have worked before the world wakes up. So that's something that I do. So okay, here's my three things. So that's part of my summer routine, not necessarily the kids. Okay. So 3 things I want to get done every single day. I want to walk, I want to work, and I want to read with my kids. So I do those things right away. So I wake up at 5 in the morning so that I can work. When the kids start to wake up around 7, I say, "Good morning. I love you." You know, kiss them, smell them, touch them, and then usually I'll go for my walk right away. So I'm going for my walk while they're having their screen time, while they're having their breakfast, while they're getting themselves dressed. They don't really need me. I get back from my walk, everyone has an opportunity to read, and then we have the whole day ahead of us, and it's like 9 a.m. Now, this isn't every single day, but this is most days. This is most days. I do this kind of type routine on a day where I know that nothing is happening. We have nothing planned. So, my advice for you is whatever you want to prioritize this summer, do it in the morning. So, there's three things I'm prioritizing for myself and my family this summer: walking, working, and reading. And I will do those first thing in the morning so that I guarantee that those things get done. That is something that I've learned from experience, that if I do not prioritize it in the morning, it doesn't mean it won't get done, but 100% the likelihood that it will be skipped is far greater if I don't do it first thing in the morning. Okay, the next thing that I've been really working on and adjusting for my family, and this is on me, I created this for myself, is facilitating independence. So I am for sure that mom that does a lot of things for her children, all four of my children. That is my love language. My love language is acts of service. So making them meals, making their lunches, putting on their sunscreen, all of those things, doing their laundry, those are acts of service. That is my love language. I enjoy doing that. What has happened is by me doing that, I really created children that maybe are not as independent as other kids their age. I also think, I'm not going to blame it on anyone, it's just circumstantial. Alfie was my firstborn. Alfie would literally be breastfeeding still if I let him. He just loves his mommy and he loves things being done for him. It's just the way it is. I think if I had Phoebe first, it would have kind of set the tone for the family. Phoebe's the most independent of all my children. And she's very much like, let me do it, mom. I want to do this. I want to figure it out. So I just think because my firstborn child was just not naturally independent, I tended to do things for him longer than if I had have had one. So that's just the reality of the situation. I do a lot of things for my children. I'm aware of it. I'm working on it. So facilitating independence in the summer, I think, is huge because the kids are at home more often. So they're making more mess. They're dirtying more dishes, all of those things. So make sure that kids are making their own breakfast. They are putting the stuff in the dishwasher. And I know that everyone's kids are at a different age. Maybe this summer is the summer where I teach my kids to do their own laundry. I don't know. That seems crazy, but that's not the worst idea I've ever had. And you know what? The kids are at the age where they could do that. My kids could do their own laundry, and Phoebe legit in the summer, I'm kidding you, I kid you not, you guys. If I didn't kind of supervise and manage her, she would wear 7 different outfits a day at least. So there's so much laundry in the summer. So I think summer is a great time. The kids don't have school to worry about. I think summer is a great time to facilitate independence. Okay, the last piece of advice I'm going to give you guys is as far as food goes. So in my home, I do very much enjoy cooking at home. I enjoy trying new recipes. Again, that's part of my love language. If I make someone muffins, I love that. That just fills my bucket. Again, I've realized through my experiences that if I plan to create meals that take a lot of time, I often tend to not I would go takeout or I would choose something else. I tend to not follow through as much in the summer with spending a lot of time cooking. We're just outside a lot. We're, living our best life. So we're like staying at the beach till 5. So we get home and everyone's hungry. So I've realized that simple, fast, and easy is key for me for nutrition and food for myself and my family in the summer. I tend to actually have prepped food in the fridge more in the summer than I do in the fall and winter because I just know I'm not going to take the time to cook something. So I want it easy and I want it grab and go. So having lots of snack options that align with my nutritional food values is important to me. So I have lots of dried fruit. I have lots of nuts in my home. I have lots. I always have fruit cut up and ready to go. Same as veggies. I always have raw veggies in my fridge that are easy to just grab and go. So that is huge for my food part. But again, that kind of falls under the umbrella of changing my system and my routine. It's just my food system. How I feed my family changes quite differently in the summer, and setting myself up for success in the summer when it comes to nutrition, and setting my family up for success too, because it's not only important that I eat nutrient dense options in the summer, but it's important to me that my family does. And I do find I have to be much more purposeful in the summer to have more nutrient dense options. It just seems that it's more like burgers and hot dogs on the go, sandwiches, a bag of crispy minis at the beach. I find I need to be more purposeful with having nutrient dense options in the summer. So it's for me, it's also for my family. It's not about weight loss, it's simply about being who I want to be. When I have when I feed my family in that way, that fills my bucket. So I know that as part of my food values, and I want to continue my food values in the summer. And that looks different for me. So I just have to do a little bit of tweaking. So really finding ways to eat meals that are simple, fast, and easy for me is a big part of changing up my summer routine. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that podcast. I hope that you can find yourself in that podcast. I hope that helps you to create the best summer lifestyle of your dreams. Guys, that is our goal this summer. That is our goal for life. But specifically this summer, I want to make a difference in people's lives where I allow them, where I help them to create, where I create a space where they believe it's possible for you to have your best summer ever. And before I let you guys go, I want you to take a minute to think about, what does your best summer ever look like? So my best summer looks like me living fully living experiences. It's not about I don't gain weight. That's a piece of it. That's a piece of it. Why? Because I want to feel comfortable in my skin, because that's who I want to be. But a big piece of it is me having experiences, me spending quality time with my family. That's a big piece of having my best summer ever. And I want you guys to know that your best summer ever is waiting for you. And it's the perfect time to join our summer special. So we have 10 weeks of all that Your Weight Loss has to offer for $99 right now. It's only on special until June 26th. So make sure that you take full advantage of that 10-week summer special. There's going to be tons of amazing summer content for our members only. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Bye.